Hey guys, Anthony here, Bibles and Barbells. I wanted to do a video on my circumstances right now, some of the things going on in my life right now regarding prepping. I told you in a video a few weeks ago that some things were changing. My choice, mine and my family's choice. Our circumstances, our surroundings are going to change. And I'm going to make a whole video on that, probably either later tonight or tomorrow, so look for that to be coming out soon. I wanted to do a video response to my good friend Miami Prepper. Just did a video recently called Prepping Basics, and if you haven't watched it, you should watch that video because he touches on some key topics regarding prepping basics. You know, and I'm a big fan of basics. Whenever I was training and competing, basic exercises, basic movements, basic lifts, strength training lifts. You don't have to get fancy, but you need to know the basics. Any sport that you play, the coaches and your trainers are going to teach you the basics first. If you don't master the basics, you can't move on to more advanced study, more advanced techniques. So you need to master the basics, and you need to fall back on the basics all the time. The basics are your foundation. And with that, Miami Prepper mentioned things like, shelter. Of course, we need shelter. If you're exposed to the elements for any length of time, depending on what part of the country you live in, you can and will die very quickly. Things like water. If you don't have access to clean water, or you don't have the ability to make and acquire clean water, all your prepping is down the drain. All of your plans are for naught. You could have 10 battle rifles, 20 handguns, and 50,000 rounds of ammunition, but they're going to do you no good because you're not going to be able to function without staying hydrated. I just did a bunch of videos recently, check my channel, on water, specifically the Sawyer water filter. I'll point it out here. I have the smaller one here with me. The other one is in another pack. But this one I just did a video on. It's the Sawyer mini filter. It comes with the filter itself, which weighs 2 ounces. It'll screw on to any soda pop bottle, 16-ounce bottle, 32-ounce bottle, 2-liter bottle. It has the standard threads. It also comes with its own little squeeze bottle with the threads right there. So this you could fill the bag up, screw this on, and squeeze the water through here right into your mouth. And I do a video on this filter. I think I did it last week using the straw. Comes with a straw also. So you put the straw on the end here. You could fill a water bottle up, a wide mouth water bottle with water, which is what I did in the video, and I drank right through the straw into this, from this. What this filter does that not many or hardly any filters do on the market is it gives you a 100,000 gallon guarantee. 100,000 gallons. That's a lifetime of water for you, for one person. For $20 for this kit, every member of your family should have one. It's a shame on you if every member of your family doesn't have at least a Sawyer to acquire water and drink water. Other filters like the Berkey are gathering large volumes of water, pouring it through the ceramic filters. Those are all other steps in your water preps, but basics are something like the Sawyer. That's the very basic that you should have. Not only can you carry it in your pocket, in your car, in your pack, keep one at work, keep one at home. You never know where you're going to be when SHTF occurs. Odds are you're not going to be at home sitting down around all your preps waiting for SHTF to happen. Odds are it's going to happen. It's going to be a surprise. You're not going to be home. You might be at work. You might be traveling to and from. You might find yourself having to go home on foot if you can't get through with your car. And so you need to have basics staged at all of those locations: work, gym locker, home, vehicle, on your person, in a cargo pocket, something basic to get you through an event when an event occurs, because odds are it's going to occur at an inconvenient time and you're not going to expect it. Now, if we have notice, and of course it's a lot easier, you can go home, you can stage everything, get it ready, and now you're ready for not having to venture out in the world and acquire preps while everything is going to hell in a handbasket. He mentioned food. Again, I'm very similar to Miami Prepper. I don't buy a lot of the real expensive stuff. I have some Mountain House food, not a lot. I have some MREs that I have staged. I keep some at work. I keep some in the vehicle because, again, I don't know where I'm going to be and what's going to happen, and I need to have some supplies spread around. My situation that I'm going to be talking about in a separate video is requiring me to rethink all of my prepping and how I do everything. So look for that. That's going to be coming out soon. He mentioned food, rice and beans. It's very simple to acquire rice and beans now, while they still can be had at a decent low price, especially rice. Things like tuna fish and Spam and canned chicken, and your proteins that you could add to that and supplement the bean protein, and then the carbohydrates in the rice, and there you have meals. But you need also your water to help prepare that. So again, basics with food, rice and beans, and then multiply that by what you have in your family. If it's just for you, it's one thing. If it's for you, wife, child, pet, I'm going to do a video on, hopefully this weekend, on preparing for our pets. We had a dog for 18 years. Her name was Kelly. She basically grew up with my kids. We had her down here in South Florida up until 2 years ago. She lived 18 years. She walked in the backyard. She was getting sick one day, walked in the backyard and died in the backyard. One of the very sad day for me and my family, because that little girl, that little peekapoo, was part of our family, and I swore that I would not get another dog. Well, lo and behold, in a few of my videos, you guys might have seen Teddy. He's in a few of my videos. He's 6 months old. He's a teddy bear Yorkie. He's 7 pounds, and he is my pride and joy, my little boy. I take him everywhere I go, and so now I have to get the mindset of, well, I have to prep for Teddy too. Although he could eat rice and beans and tuna and fish, and he could eat table food, we need to prepare other things for him as well. And there's a whole list I'm going to go through in prepping for our pets. We can't forget them. These are pets. Teddy's part of our family. He sleeps with me and my wife every night. He's got his own spot on the bed. I mean, we've only had him a few months, and he's part of the family. So what I'm saying is, you have to think about not only the human aspect, but your pets as well in an SHTF. What else did Miami Prepper talk about? Things like firearms. Again, I agree with what he said. I'm a Glock guy as well. I've had Glocks almost since the day they came out. And I believe in I carry the Glock 9mm version in the Glock 17. And this is my primary carry. This is the Glock 17. This is what I carry. This is my primary carry right now, which is what I'm carrying in my home right now. It's loaded, and it's right by my side. If it's not on me, it's by my side at all times. So Glock 17 in 9mm I feel is the best bet, with all the same reasons that Miami spoke about, including the abundance of ammunition. Knives, I have lots of different knives. I have a lot of knife videos. Again, I like the K-Bar. I like the Becker BK2, the BK7, the BK9. The BK2 is what I carry in my primary go bag. I don't have it here. It's in another room. Again, there's another fixed blade knife. Speaking about Glock, I've had this Glock trench knife that they sell for years, and I've used it over and over again. It works, functions flawlessly. There it is. It's not a real thick, big blade, but this knife gets very good reviews. It holds up. This is the one with the sawtooth top. Not real expensive. You're looking at maybe 40 bucks for this, and it could save your life in the field. Lots of other knives I can go over, but that's just a fixed blade I have handy right now. Folding knife, I carry the 511 Tyranny. That's my everyday carry. I have a couple other ones, but this is the one that comes with me every day. It's in a lot of my videos. Something you didn't touch on, I like to carry a flashlight, a keychain light. This is just a pocket stream light. Nothing real fancy, but it's light. And when you need light, any light makes a difference in the darkness. Another thing he didn't mention were something like multi-tools. I think they're important. I carry one every day on me. This is not the one I primary carry, but this is a Gerber diesel. A very nice, good multi-tool with, you know, all the knives on it, the scissors, all the attachments for basic survival needs and basic everyday. I find myself using my Leatherman Wave all the time. Leatherman Wave, carry every day. I use the scissor a lot, the pliers a lot, the knife, you know, the straight blade knife on this. I believe a multi-tool is very important to have at your ready at the least. It's like a mini toolkit. Battle rifles again. Handgun first. 22 caliber rifle again. I agree with that. Very, very important. Even a 22 caliber revolver or pistol, important. Ammo is cheap. Ammo is, guns are easier to fire for younger adults, even children and females that are not familiar too much with firing a weapon can fire a 22 without too much of a shock. And then of course your battle rifle, AR, AK, platform, whatever you're comfortable with. Either one will work in an SHTF situation or self-defense situation. Just did a video on a guy here in Davie, Florida that defended himself with an AK-47 earlier in the year and won that gunfight with the AK-47. They touched about, I live in a gated community right now. That may change soon, but houses do get robbed in gated communities, and there was a ring of thieves going around, and there probably still are other rings of thieves going around, casing out houses, looking for easy targets, but also being very brazen enough to, you know, smash sliding doors, even with larger pets or larger dogs home. They still were robbing the houses. It was an organized ring. It wasn't just a bunch of kids going around robbing houses. They know what they're doing. They're coordinated, and so therefore something like an alarm system, early deterrence, early warnings, simple things like motion sensors that you could buy in Harbor Freight or Home Depot. A little thing you could set up around your perimeter of your house, keep the sensor, or put the sensors outside, hide them in the bushes and certain key areas. You could even paint them. Somebody walks across them, it breaks the beam of light. Inside you get a little ring like a doorbell, and boom, you know somebody's crossed the line. It's a wake up for you. Also with me, I have the dog. The dog that I have is a fantastic watchdog. He hears everything, and that's a big plus if you have a pet, a watchdog that could hear things before you even hear it and alert you to it, because the main thing you want is that being alert and having a step on whoever is intruding on your residence. So little things like motion sensors, even these deer cameras that they sell in Bass Pro Shop at some of the sporting goods stores. Hunters use them to put on trees. They'll take video and still pictures both in the day and at night. You could put a little card in them, a memory card, and get weeks and weeks and weeks of pictures in front of your house and back of your house wherever you want to mount these cameras, both at night and in the day. And what I usually do is every couple of months I go through and look at the card, see who's been at my house, and erase it and then put it back in again. But these are simple things, and those can be had for $50 to $100 and even higher depending on what you want to spend, but they do work. You can put them all around. They work in the darkness, and coupled with that and a motion sensor outside, and right away you have now a jump on whoever is casing out the outside of your house. And then you're able to retrieve your firearm, enact your plan, whatever. You cannot enact your plan if you're stone cold sleeping and then somebody gets a jump on you. There's no early warning system. You have no alarm system in your house. Now you have a problem because they may get a jump on you and succeed in what they're trying to do. So, weapons, food, water, ammunition, basic tools, knives, a folding blade, fixed blade, very important. Also, things that you could read, magazines. I'll recommend a couple here, again, just to help you in your prepping and your gaining knowledge. Many of us don't have a military background, like myself, so I do some reading. I do educate myself over the years on, things that maybe a military person would already know. I have to teach myself. And then I get a lot of information from friends on YouTube that are military. Emergency Essentials, very good store to buy from. Prices are good too. And then just basic magazines. This one here is pretty good. American Survival Guide. This one has, what's his name on the cover? Les Stroud, Survivor Man, and has a lot of good articles in it. But magazine like this you pick up in the store, in the shopping store, get a lot of good information from this on things like survival, firearms, tactics, and all the companies that sell the stuff. So you can educate yourself. Another good magazine I like is put out by Gun World magazine, and it comes out I think 4 times a year. It's called the Home Defender series, and again, this goes over battle rifles, pistols, tactics, alarms, all the things I just talked about in the Home Defender, and it's geared for home defense. And so therefore, it's worth the $8 that you spend on it a couple times a year for the information that it has. Another very good magazine that I think everybody should be reading, and again, it's not so much prepping, but it has a lot to do with prepping. Backpacker magazine, especially the gear guide. This is an older one, but it still has a lot of good information in it. I keep it around. The gear guide that comes out once a year goes over shelter systems, sleeping bags, boots, jackets, sweaters, undergarments, you name it, trekking poles, food, survival techniques, everything that somebody in the backpacking or staying in the field for a long time would need to know, and also that gear is applicable to preppers as well. So Backpacker magazine, good magazine to have. So those are just a couple. Again, you got your NRA magazines and other gun magazines, stuff like that. But again, just some basic information from those magazines can help you in your prepping, help you go from one level of prepping to another level without spending a whole lot of time researching. And then there's of course YouTube, other prepping channels that you could watch and mirror what some of those guys are doing, and send them PMs, and that's what I do. If I have a question, somebody knows more than me, I ask them a question, they answer it, and there's plenty of people I go to on YouTube and ask questions to. So I think that's most of what Miami Prepper covered and the prepping basics. But again, you will die without shelter, without food, without water, and also the most important is oxygen. Without breathable air, you will not live more than 3 minutes. So keep all those levels of prepping in mind when you're putting together your plan. Water, shelter, and food are key preps, especially up north where there's bad storms, winter, cold. They've really got hit this year. Having the ability to melt snow or to stay warm is paramount, both at home and in your vehicle. So there's my video response on prepping basics. I hope it helped you. Any questions or comments, let me know. I'm sure there's things I missed. Feel free to comment and add your suggestions as well. I appreciate, I know I haven't been doing as many videos. I have a lot going on. I will talk about that in an upcoming video. Thank you. Remember, stay ready, stay prepared, and keep your eyes open, because a lot's going to happen in 2014 and is already happening worldwide and in this country. So it's of paramount importance that you are prepared for a coming storm. Take care and stay ready. Anthony signing off.